Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is what? Today is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day, as you know, is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions because I believe the closing prices of the day are the most valid prices to gauge off of your levels, whether you're entering or exiting. And I say this because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. And I consider them to be the closing price to be the most valid price. I consider the large financial institutions who are moving the price there, I consider them to be the smartest money on the street. And therefore, using a end of day approach, in my opinion, offers a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I hope you're having a good trading day. I hope you're having a good day in general, being good and staying safe. And currently the Dow is up 245 points. Nice big up day. NASDAQ, however, up 52.3, up 0.36%. So underperforming the Dow, and the S&P is right about in the middle, up 27 points, up 0.62%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we are going to come back, take a look at my current swing positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. After that, I had some day trades today that I'm going to share with you. After that, we are going to go over to the board where my students have their positions. We're going to take a look at those, see how those are doing, where they entered, why they entered, and how they're doing. After that, I'm going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology. Most important skill that you can ever learn in trading is the ability to control your emotions. After that, I do have some good end of day candidates to look at today. Pretty good ones, as a matter of fact, especially after this sell-off. So I have three requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1 based upon the support below me and strong and likely resistance above me. So if I'm willing to risk $1,000, I need to be able to make $2,000 or more to make the asymmetrical math work. And then lastly, very important, when you enter a trade, it's not just about entering a trade. I have these requirements to have a complete trading plan before I enter any trade. First, I need to adjust my position size based upon the current market volatility. Second, I need to know what my emergency loss is. Third, I need to know where my emergency stop is. Fourth, I need to know where my end of day stop is. Fifth, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. Sixth, I need to know where my overhead resistance levels are. And seventh, I need to have a good trailing stop plan in place. So using those requirements, I will go through the end of day candidates. If I see something that looks good, I will purchase it right before the close of the market. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If you need any clarification, let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, please let me know. Put them in the chat. I'll do my best to get to them before the close. And lastly, if any of my students have any entries or exits for me today, if you could please wait till the market closes before letting me know about them, so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and the pressure is all off. All right, so I am going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Kamal is here. Nice to see you, my friend. Good day trading today. He was sharing some day trades with me. Good job. And thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Kamal Paxton is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's okay there at the hospital. Dan is here with the peace sign. Nice to see you, Dan. Always appreciate that. Steve Burns is here. Thank you, Steve, for being here. I always appreciate it. I know everyone else does, and thank you for everything that you do for the channel. David says, hi, Gregorian traders. Nice to see you, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Tom, good to see you, buddy. Looking forward to our lesson tonight. Miko25, good afternoon, Greg and group. Good to see you, Mike. Jonathan from Ireland says, evening, Greg and group. Good evening to you as well. Frank says, hi, Greg and group. CNN reported a hamster beating the S&P by 16%. Wow. Let's get him in the group. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lova, is here. Good to see you, buddy. And Anya T is here, and she says, hi, everyone. Good to see you, Anya. Hope you are doing well. So listen, I am really under the weather today. I have been for the last week, but today is especially tenuous. So I will do my best. Take it easy on me today. My goal here is just to make it through the podcast. All right. So let's get started. Amazon, Ava, Tom, Lova, and I did buy Amazon yesterday with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average and a false breakout to the downside from the previous low of the range. We bought, excuse me, at 33.1761, bounced very nicely. Did hit one profit target today at 33.4467. I always take off some profit when it moves a certain amount from the previous day's close, and that was today at 33.4467. That's 20 points higher, so I'm glad I did that. My end of day stop here is the 200-day moving average, so it is up on the day and up on the trade. My end of day stop here is a close below the 200-day moving average. BGFV. All right, we have Lova, the dynamic duo, Jonathan, David, Tom, Bacon Bandit has a halfie, and Ava and myself did take Big Five Sporting Goods back here on the 27th with a higher low V2. Here is day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day 1's close. That makes it the V2. On top of that, we had a 520 crossover. My stop is the close below halfway of the washout bar right here at 2580. You can see today, during the day, intraday, it did go below, but currently it is closing back above. So as long as it closes above, I will stay bullish on BGFV and stay long. It is up on the day, but it is down on the trade. SPY, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. I bought it yesterday at the close at 433.72, and I sold it this morning at the open at 435.20. So nice little overnight SPY trade. I of course will buy that at the close again today. Visa, Lova, Tom, Ava, Gary, and myself had a nice entry on Visa here with a confluence of signals under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 250, over the 250. Bought this here at 220.06. It moved up. I take profits as I always do. I did sell half here when it rejected the 200-day moving average as a precaution at about 223.03. Continued to move up, continued to take profits along the way as I always do. Yesterday, we had a close below the previous day's low after reaching 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. I locked in half here, and today up another 1.33%. Did hit a profit target at 227.43. Possibly could hit one at 229.30. We'll see how the day ends up. This particular trade up on the day and up nicely on the trade, 3.75. Okay, that's it. Not too bad. Let me show you day trades. I had some good day trades today. Now this looks like a hot mess. I understand that and I completely agree. But I had a bunch of different trades. I try to do them different colors. I hope you can see this. We're going to go back in time. We had a big move up as it approached the 200-day moving average. I said, okay, I think there's going to be some resistance at the 200. I was wrong. I shorted at 143.75. It closed above at 143. 89. That was my signal to get out. So I lost between 143.75 and 143.89. And let's go back in time to earlier in the day. All right, here we go. I did take this short on Apple. We had a V1 to the downside. We went over 50, under 50. I shorted here at 143.39. The next bar moved down. I didn't wait till the end. I took the profit closer to the bottom of the bar at 143.21. Had another big down bar. Took another half of a half at 143.03, and then this one had this big washout in the V1. I decided to take it off, which was the right move because it moved up after that. So on this particular trade, I shorted at 143.39, covered at 143.21, covered at 143.07, and covered at 143.03. So that was a good one. And I'm kind of excited to show you the first trade of the day, actually. Let me show you what happened. So you saw that I shorted coming into the 200-day moving average. The most recent one didn't work, but this one worked great. We came to the 200. As it got close, I shorted at 144.40, had a sideways bar, then we had a big down bar. I covered at 143.84. Then we had a close above the previous day's high. I covered the other at 144 even. So the first part I shorted at 144.40, covered at 143.84, covered at 144. All right, so now I only have a quarter position left. So had we got up to my entry point, I would have just got out on those scratch, but then we rejected the 200-day moving average again. And so I had already gotten out of 3/4 of my position here. So I entered with this rejection of the 200, I entered another full position. So I morphed it into a new trade. I shorted at 144.12. Moved sideways, didn't do much. Here I covered at 143.68, had another big down bar here, covered at 143.47, and then we bounced off the negative third ATR channel. It was a big range bar. I mean, like, why be a pig about it, right? So I shorted at 144.12, covered at 143.68, covered at 143.47, and covered that last one at 143.01. So 2 good ones, 1 bad one. I'll take it. It was profitable. And now I can clear the board on Apple. All right, XLU. This one did not work out. What happened here, we had a big down bar. We rallied to midway. Here we got to midway again, rejected, triggered a V1 to the downside. I shorted at 64.53. My end of day stop was a close over the 250. Initially went my way and then closed above. So like a good boy, I followed my rules. I shorted at 64.53 and covered at 64.59. So I only lost 6 cents on that trade. Oh boy, come on voice, don't fail me now. Oh goodness. Steve says, I think the hamster was picking cryptocurrency from what I saw. Marco, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well and having a good evening there in Europe. Frank says, that's right, Steve. Ava says, hello, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Ava. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're having a good trading day. Steve says, the Dow Jones is currently almost exactly even for the third quarter. Ah, well, better even than down. Paxton says, Tracy is home from the hospital. Everything is cool. Just some tests. Thanks for being here while you're sick, Greg. We all appreciate it. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks, buddy. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I'm struggling a little bit today, if you can't tell. Excuse me, that was gross. Okay, let's get going. Here's Kamal. Kamal had a beautiful trade on Boeing here at 213 even. Initially went against him, but then had a beautiful move up, rejected the 200-day moving average. Did it again today. Kamal pointed out this. I should have shorted the 200, and he was 100% right. But it's up 3.69% on the day, and it's up 5.96% on the trade. So congratulations, Kamal. Lova, beautiful trade here on Delta. Nice higher low V1 and a 520 crossover. Bought at 40.78. Look at this. Just like butter, right? Just up. Lova sold yesterday with the close below previous day's low, battling with that 200-day moving average. Lova is up on the day 2.23%, but he's up 6.27% on the trade. So way to go, buddy. DocuSign. All right, here we go. Steve bought DocuSign with an under 30, over 30. Rejection of the negative third ATR channel, bought at 258.36. It's 258.07. This is slightly down on the trade, and slightly down on the day, and slightly down on the trade. Sorry. TMUS. Now I have Michael Martin still in this. I know he bought here at 127.90, moved up nicely, came back down. Here's a higher low V2 right here. This is a legitimate signal right here. We close below the value zone, we go into the value zone, we pull back, we trigger a beautiful V2 here. Here's day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3 is above day 1's close, and it's in the value zone. MACD's positive. I don't know if Michael still has this, but this is a legitimate entry here as well. So up on the day and up on the trade if Michael still has it. Frank bought Tel way down here at 330, went up like a rocket ship, had a pullback today of 6.25%, but Frank is up 12.5% on this trade. So beautiful trade, Frank. Alibaba. All right, Kamal did buy Alibaba yesterday at 152.50. It's 148.68. It is down on the day, and it is also down on the trade. Zoom. Who is still in Zoom? Michael Martin. I don't think he's in this. I think he would have gotten out, but under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Good signal. I remember taking this trade at 287.26, but it has just gone down ever since then, way under the 30 RSI. So hopefully Michael is not still in that trade. But it is down on the day, and if he is, it's down on the day and down on the trade. XLE, which is real estate. Lova, beautiful entry, buddy. Under 30, over 30, bought at 44.86. It's 45.36. It's up nice, 1.07% on the day. And also on the trade. I like that it went under the negative third, over the negative third. That makes me feel better about the trade, although I would be a little concerned about when it gets to halfway of this washout bar here. Lily, Michael Martin and Gary did buy Lily with a higher low V2 at 232.08. Moved up the first day, came back down. I don't know if Michael Martin or Gary are still in this trade. But if they are, they had a reprieve today because this is up 4.11% today. So up on the day, slightly down on the trade. This is a V2. We have a big gap here. That's a little concerning. Did wash out the previous low. So it's a false breakout to the downside and a V2. But Tom, as if you're out there listening, you know, this came from a lower low, right? This low was lower than this low when this V2 happened. So that one concerns me a little bit, but I'm glad for Mike. And I'm glad for Gary. Path. Frank, beautiful trade on Path all the way back here on the 21st at 51.95. It looks like an under 30, over 30. 51.95. It's 52.14. It is up on the day a little bit, and it is also up on the trade. Here is Levi Strauss. Who is our Levi's? Dynamic Duo. All right. Bought this higher low. It wasn't a V1, but it was an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 25.38. It's 25.70. It's up 0.86% on the day and also up on the trade. And then we have Facebook. We have David and Tom. Looks like David sold half. They bought this with an under 30, over 30 at 346.22. Took off like a rocket ship and then crashed down and then back up today, well off of its highs, but over the 30 RSI. So up on the day and down on the trade. Does that sound about right? Okay, that seemed like the longest I've ever spoke in my life. Excuse me. Misha says, can anyone recommend good backtesting software? Well, Misha, the one that I use, and they don't pay me to talk about this or anything like that, but I do use etfreplay.com, just etfreplay.com, and I am using this by permission, but this is what I use for my back test, the crossovers under over the 200s, under over the 250s. So it's etfreplay.com. Let me see if there we go. Let me see if I can paste that in there for you. All right, there's the link if that's helpful, but I don't get paid to promote this or anything like that. It's just what I use. I was told about this by Steve Burns. Excuse me. Gosh darn it. Steve says US dollar UUP chart up big today. Metals down big. Yeah, metals are getting crushed. Let's look at UUP, which is the dollar. What? Who is at my door? It better be Amazon. Hold on, everyone. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh no. How's the little one? Okay, I want to come play with her as soon as I can. For sure. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. All right, sorry about that, but that was worth it. That was my neighbor bringing over the new little puppy named Penny. And that dog has grown like twice the size since the last time I've seen him. Here we go. UUP, big up. This is dollar. It's not that great for the U.S. economy because people can buy less because the dollar's more expensive. This is super high. I know a lot of you out there are thinking, I want to short this bad boy. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Misha says, thank you. You are certainly welcome. Today has Today's a poem. Oh, come on now, Greg. Hang in there, buddy. All right. So let's read this. Here we go. This is going to be great from Frank. When the market rebounds, we're pleased with the sound of our stocks coming back from lost and found. We get back on track with feet on the ground, ready to fight another round. I like it, Frank. When the market rebounds, we're pleased with the sound of our stocks coming back from the lost and found. We get back on track with feet on the ground, ready to fight another round. That's what it is. Yesterday was a bit of a knockout for everyone. And today we're ready to fight another round. Hopefully you can fight another round. See, that's the key. If you really get thrashed, you have too many positions, too large of position sizes, then you may have the signals the next day, but you're just so wounded from the previous day that you don't have it in you, right? You have to have enough, tenacity and resiliency in order to come back to take that trade, because you're supposed to take the trade even if you've had a loss the previous day. I know it's hard. Jonathan says Nike under over 30. I have Nike here at 28.20. Jonathan, I don't see this an under over 30 yet. It's 28.87 on my charts. Michael says, wow, 100% growth since you last saw the puppy. It beat the hamster performance. That's right. Steve said, my Nike reading is, same as mine. Dan gives a hand clap. Jonathan gives a hand clap. Paxton says, thank you, Frank. I agree, Frank. As always, I'm so used to such good poems every day, but I don't want it to be, what's the word? I am grasping for words today, so apologize, but I don't want us to take it for granted because they're such good poems. I mean, get someone else in here and write a poem, and you will see. I guarantee you. You had me write a poem. I couldn't even write a Roses is a Red poem. Violets are blue. I can't even finish that. That's all I know. Steve says, Domino's Pizza and TER both holding 30 RSI handles. Okay, let's look at Domino's. DPZ, right? Yeah, they are. Let's put that on the list. Let me do a little math. Ola. Okay. All right. And what I'm figuring out are how many shares to buy. What I'm doing is I'm taking my maximum allowed loss and I'm dividing by the value of the two ATRs. So let's just say, for example, my maximum allowed loss was $1,000. I would divide that by 1671, and that way I'm adjusting for volatility, and I know exactly how many shares to buy, 59.8, so I would buy 60 shares. And you might ask, what is your maximum allowed loss supposed to be? A good rule of thumb is 1% of your capital. If you have $100,000, 1% is $1,000. I don't use quite 1%. I use more like 0.5%. Because I'm an old trader. Remember what I was telling you about old traders and bull traders? When you get old, you become conservative. So I don't do 1%, but 1% is a good rule of thumb. All right, Domino's Pizza. Let's put this down here. And what was our other one, Steve? TER. Yeah, I don't like that one as much as Domino's because Domino's is holding the negative third ATR channel. So I'm going to keep Domino's on there. Excuse me, everyone. Jonathan says, cheers. I'm on the iPad. Can't really see it. Thanks, Greg, Dan, Jonathan, and Paxton from Frank. Steve says, you are the master, Frank. Gary, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you. I missed you, my friend. Hope you and the family are doing well. Okay. Anyone know what I'm doing? Here we go. All right, everyone. So we have some good end of day setups. We want to look for the three requirements before any trade: combination, confluence of indicators, good risk to reward ratio based upon strong support, knowing where your resistance is, and then having a full trading plan. Have some good ones today, no doubt about it. But before we do that, let's just switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology first. Most important skill in trading. It really is. If you have an issue with it, you need to work on it. Whatever it takes, you need to get better at controlling your emotions and following your plan. This is from Akil L. Stokes. This is over on the New Traders, Rich Traders. And you know what? Actually, let me find Akil here so I can give the right. Here, I'll just post this in the live stream if I can find it. All right, here we go. He is at Akil Stokes RTM. He's a great trader. He's a great trading coach, educator, has some great courses. Seems like a really good guy. Haven't ever met him, but I follow him on Twitter, and he posts really good things. So if you have some time, just go over there, support Akil at Akil Stokes RTM on Twitter. And this is from the New Traders, Rich Traders over on Facebook. That's also a good channel as well. Akil posts, the trader you become is the result of your effective best practices turned into habits, compounding daily. This is by Mike Bellafiore. And I can't remember, I think Kamal knows. I've read his book, but there's a prop trading firm in New York. I can't remember the name of the books, but they're great books. If you like trading, hedge funds, crazy guys trading, and they probably have some crazy women in there as well. I don't know, but Mike does know what he's talking about. And so let's break this down again. The trader you become is the result of your effective best practices turned into habits, compounding daily. Get yourself a routine. Get yourself a practice. Do it exactly the way you're supposed to do until it becomes a habit. And like he says, the trader you become is the result of all this. If you take your best practices, or in other words, following your process, using good trading principles, and do it so it becomes part of you, it's internalized, it's a habit, that is what is going to determine how good of a trader you are. So, we're coming into October. You should consider, all right, this month is Discipline October. I am going to follow my plan no matter what. I don't care what happens. And if you do that, and you do it every day for a month, it will become a habit. When people, they go into rehab for alcoholism or drugs, right? They have them in there for 28 days. I think the number is actually 28 days for something to become a habit. So, why not make a goal in October? I'm going to follow my rules. I don't care what happens. Come hell or high water, I'm going to follow. I'm going to make my process a habit. And as Mike says here, the trader you become is the result of your effective best practices turned into habits, compounding daily. And here's the little lady. She gets out of bed. She's in her towel. She's eating her yogurt. Boom, 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 out the door. We all have those habits. They're habits. We're good at it. But you have to make a good habit with trading and your process. So thank you, Akil. That's a great, great post. Thank you, Mike Bellafiore. Appreciate that. And thanks for sharing. It was helpful for me. And let's make October follow our process no matter what month. And you'll be glad you did. I promise you. SMB Capital. There you go. Thank you, Kamal. Yeah, SMB Capital is the name of the firm. Actually, Kamal and I looked at potentially, they have a course on tape reading, looking at the level 2. And maybe one of these days, Kamal and I will look at that. Tape reading is completely different than analysis, but wouldn't hurt to learn something else as well. And the name of the book, One Good Trade. That's right. And, speaking of one good trade, I had some discussions yesterday and over the last few days with some people, and I want to reiterate that I think it's very important, like for me at least, okay, I'm not trying to talk anyone into anything, but I know from me and I know from the results that if I take one good trade a day, just like the name of the book, One Good Trade, I try to take the best trade of the day. Of course, it doesn't always work out, but it takes a lot of angst and decision making away from me if I go, okay, I'm just taking the best trade. Of course, sometimes I take two, but I take halvies, right? I take half and half. So really, as far as risk goes, it's still one trade, but they have to be uncorrelated, things like that. Gary says, KO, under, over 30, under, over 200. Yeah, I've got that on my list for sure. Okay. All right. Anyone want to finish this up for me? All right. Let's take a look before we get to new. Let's look at old. Amazon is down now. Slightly down on the trade, but holding the 200-day moving average, so it's a keeper unless it closes under. BVFG up nicely now, up 0.37%, down on or up on the day, but a little down on the trade, but holding my end of day stop halfway the washout bar at 25.80. I will continue to stay bullish as long as it keeps above there. SPY well off of its highs, under end of day SPY trade, had a nice little gap there. Visa, one profit target, got close to the second, didn't get there, but up on the day. So that all looks pretty bueno. Okie dokie, smoke. Let me take a little gander over here. Oh, okay. Man, excuse me, everyone. I apologize. Let me just take care of a little business. There we go. And there we go. Oh, no. All right, I'm just cleaning up a little stuff here for my trading adventures today. Frank says, conversely, old habits die hard. That is true. Once you have a habit, it's hard to break. Try to get me not to go hiking after I do the podcast. Very difficult because it's a habit. Although today, I don't think I'm going to hike. I think as soon as I'm done with the podcast, I am going back to bed. Misha says, I think J&J has a double bottom and over the 200. It does, Misha. Very good. And that's on my list. So let's get to it. Well, here it is. First things first. All right, here is Johnson & Johnson. And one thing that you did not put on here is we do have a test of the bottom. Right here, I'll draw this line like this. Here's the low. We tested it, rejected the breakout to the downside, came back up. But today, like you mentioned, we have an under 200, over 200. We have an under 30, over 30, and cherry on top, everyone, we have a V2. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. 2 washes out day 1. 3 closing above day 1 and closing above the 200-day moving average. Let's take a look over on the weekly. Weekly found support at the -1 ATR channel. It is currently over. So yes, I like Johnson & Johnson very much today. Walmart. All right. Looks like an under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is below the 50, the weekly 50 SMA. So right away, I like Johnson & Johnson better because on the weekly, we have a weekly resistance still above us where Johnson & Johnson has the support of the -1 ATR channel below us. So that being said, Johnson & Johnson's still the winner. XLU V2, here is day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3 closing above, but we did reject the 200-day moving average. Had it closed above, giving me a good risk to reward ratio, I would have considered, but now this is going over there. Dollar General, pointed out by Paxton, very good. What we have here is we have a double bottom and a V2. I don't see any green here in the middle. If we had, it would have been a double bottom with a bullish divergence, but I don't see any green, so I still consider this one move to the downside. It's a V2. It's back in the value zone. It was a false breakout to the downside. I'm not thrilled that it rejected the 100-day moving average. I don't know what the RSI was at the high, 44.90, so it didn't reject, but do not like that one. General Dynamics, this is a beautiful higher low V2. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We have a V2. Here is day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day 1's close. We also, earlier we had a 520 crossover, but now it's uncrossed, 197.37 to 197.42. I like the higher low V2 and the crossover. MACD looks like it's getting close to crossing. So I do like this, but the 520 crossover is going to have to hold. AGQ, Well, we've seen this. Metal's getting hammered today because of the strong dollar. We have a huge gap here. An under 30, over 30 would be a legitimate signal on AGQ. Let's take a look at the weekly. Rejected the negative third ATR channel, rejected the 100. We'll put it over here for funsies if it closes over, but I don't know if it's going to. Coca-Cola has an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, under 200, over 200. It's the triple confluence of signals. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, I don't like as much as extended away from the support of the 50 SMA and the 50 EMA. We're kind of right here in purgatory underneath the negative 1 ATR channel. So I don't like the weekly as much on Coca-Cola. And nice job, Bacon Bandit. You pointed that out to me earlier. Glad that you are looking at multiple time frames. PLTR, well, this was holding at the 200. It's lost it, so that's no good. TLT, we were below the 200 and over the 200 and under the negative third, over the negative third. That has lost it. We're now at 34.60. So what do I think in my head? I think, okay, if it goes down under 30, over 30, I'll grab it down there, right? Merck has a 520 crossover. I did back test this. It does not back test well. It did close over the 200. You could buy this with a close under. Well, actually, that's Merck, right? Let's try Merck on the back test off of the 200. And so we'll just see how it back tests off of the 200 because that's really the only signal that's valid. It does back test well. It does back test well over the 200, and it does give a good risk to reward ratio. Let's look over here on the weekly, right at that 50 above. So I think I would pass on that. And then Domino's Pizza, did it go under 30? I don't think it did. Yeah, it did. 29.95. Wheat today, I like where it's at on the weekly in the value zone. And yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that. I think my favorite one here today is going to be Johnson & Johnson. And let's see. Yeah, I don't think General Dynamics is going to pass muster as far as the 520 working. Let's see. So let's get rid of that. That was rude. Okay. AGQ. So J&J and AGQ. Are my two possibilities. Excuse me, everyone. Apologize. Okie doke. So let's see. Do we need any? Yeah, Amazon looks like it might close below the 200. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to sell it. BGFV doing fine, holding the halfway of the washout bar stop. SPY, of course, I'm buying that at the close as usual. Visa, one profit target hanging in there, holding the 250. Johnson & Johnson, I'm going to wait till the end of the day. And so for me, Amazon and J&J are the ones that I have to take a look at today. Glenn says, like J&J, up 75% in October. Oh, I'm so glad, Glenn. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for what you do and letting us know about those seasonal patterns. It's a really nice added benefit. So thank you, sir. that's kind, and I'm glad to see Johnson & Johnson's up 75% in October. Michael wants to look at NEE. Mike, we bounced at we had an intraday rejection of the 200 yesterday. It's worked out nicely today. We have an under 30, over 30 today, but what I don't like the rejection of that negative third ATR channel above us. See, that whenever it's above us, it's going to act as resistance, and it did act as resistance. Let's take a quick peek over on the weekly. Weekly is okay. It's in the value zone. It's neutral. I'd like it better if it was just barely above the 50. So I don't think I would be a fan of that one. CBOE. All right, let's see. Let me measure the 1 ATR channel because we don't want to get involved with the day one bar that's larger than 1 ATR channel. Is it larger? It is. See, the green portion here is 1 ATR channel. The actual day one bar is larger than 1 ATR channel. So if it's larger than 1 ATR channel, it had an excessive amount, an above average amount of selling. Does it have a V2? Not quite yet. Let's take a look at the weekly. Nice sideways motion. I like it. It's under 50, over 50. If we get a 520 crossover tomorrow, that may add to some buyers here. It's okay. It's okay. It's a higher low V2, like the 520 crossover. It's very, very close. But that's certainly a solid trade. My only issue with this would be day one's bar being slightly larger than 1 ATR. But hey, I mean, listen, if someone forced me to take this trade, I'd feel good about it. I think it looks good. VJ says, "Hey, can you check ad vibe?" Nice to see you, VJ. Excuse me, everyone. I wouldn't, if you were looking to go long, I would not go long ad vibe here. It's rejected the 200-day moving average. I'd want to see a close over the 200 so that I have that support below me instead of above me. And I would be very careful if you do go long with this big down bar here. Very likely when you get to the halfway here, you may run into some resistance. Not for sure. But at the very least, VJ, I would not get involved until I got above this 200-day moving average. I like that MACD has crossed over. I like the sideways motion here. This definitely could trend, but in my opinion, I would wait for a close over the 200. Hope that helps, bud. All right. Amazon, ooh, is it above 200? 33.11.16, we're 33.11.26. So yes, technically we are above, very close. Looks like it's going to be a photo finish. BGFG looking fine. SPY, going to buy that at the close. I saw that Paxton, that you guys profit targeted out of Visa. That's a good problem to have. So here we go. J&J looking good. AGQ, we back above 30? Not yet. So I think what I will do, take care of this right here. Over in this account. Wait, say what? Okay. So we have 10 minutes. I will be checking Amazon here. It is under the 200. That's my end of day stop. And then looks like I am buying Johnson & Johnson here at the close. Sound good? So it looks like the NASDAQ went negative on the day. So just need to be watching Amazon here. It's going to be close. 33.11.14 is your level. It's 33.07.54. And J&J looks good. Hoping it comes down a little bit. Gives us a little better price. Not too low though. What's the app doing? Apple. Oh, well off of its highs. Well off of its highs. All right. So I'm just riding out here to get the end of day price. Frank says Larry Williams is looking at IBM to hit a late October low. I love Larry Williams. I studied with him. He was my first teacher, and he knows his stuff. Let's look. Hey, that's a higher low V1. It has a 520 crossover. Let's back test IBM. Oops. Oopsie. Let's go IBM and check if the 520 cross is any good. IBM is not Merck. Let's see, maybe run the back test. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it does back test well, 72%, not real impressive, but in combination with that higher low V1, pretty good. Pretty good. Let's take a little bigger look and see. We're right back at resistance. Let's look at the weekly. Nice V1 on the weekly last week. Earnings are coming up in, I don't know, about 20 days, so that's probably not too big of a deal. But thanks for that, Frank. Michael says, I'm embarrassed that I missed the big day one bar on CBOE. That's one of the first things you teach about V1s, V2s. Yeah, it's an important part. It is definitely an important part for sure. So Amazon does look like it's closing below now, so that's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to have to get that one at the ready. All right, we have 5 minutes, everyone. VIX's doing well, up today. I do have a weekly trade on VIX, which is positive, so I'm happy for that. AGQ still under the 30. Amazon looks like it's making a new low. Glad I got that one profit target. Every little bit counts, right? That was 44 points higher. I'm glad I'm waiting on this J&J. Five minutes to go. Looks like things are making lows on the day. You know, while we're waiting here, I want to show you a really good double bottom bullish divergence. I talked about this in our private Skype group, and I didn't take the trade. But look at this low. See the low? See how deep the red MACD bars are? See how we rallied to green? Then we come back, we test this low and trigger a V2. Nice little move, right? Dr. Alexander Elder calls double bottoms with bullish divergences. He feels like it is the strongest technical indicator. And I don't disagree with them. The only thing I would say is they don't happen a lot. And so you kind of have to be patient and wait for them, but you can trade them on any time frame. You know, the best trading approaches work on any market, any time frame. All right, we have about 3 minutes to go. I'm going to go ahead and buy Johnson & Johnson right here. All right. And it looks to me like Amazon is going to lose the 200-day moving average, so I'm going to have to go out and take my lumps on that. But I am going to wait till the last minute on that one. VIX making a high on the day. Not the high on the day, excuse me, but rallying here at the close. All right. So we are $11 below the 200-day moving average. We have about a minute and a half. Steve is long DPZ, or Domino's Pizza. He's long DPZ, and he is also long TER. So he's long DPZ and TER. All right, Amazon. About a minute to go. $311.11. All right, I think I'm going to have to pull the trigger. So I am out of Amazon for a loss. And rallying a little bit. I have about 20 seconds to go. All right, so I did take my lumps on Amazon. I got out. It was a small loss. That's the way trading's supposed to be, everyone. And if it closes back above, then I can decide if I want to buy it again. Or to the downside, if it rejects the 250, I could also get involved there. All right, let's see where I bought everything today. I did buy the SPY. Overnight SPY trade at 434.45, and I did buy J&J at 163.95. So overnight SPY trade at 434.45. $145. And Johnson & Johnson at $163.95. All right. There we go. And I did get out of Amazon today with a close under the 200-day moving average. So if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, this would be the time to go ahead and put them in. We'll get them all updated. Just real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I'm good at teaching. I teach a great course where I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches that I use, that I've used for 25 years as a full-time trader. I teach you step by step. When you're done with this course, you're going to be a better trader. It's 15 hours total, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, so it's an involved course. It's not, you're involved in it a lot. I ask you a lot of questions. I throw you a lot of curveballs. We do a lot of simulation trading, and I pay very close attention to how you're doing and how fast we move and how fast we don't move, depending on your retention and whether you're grasping it. But it's very important to me that all of my students do well and succeed as traders, so I put 110% into the lessons. So if you decide you're going to take the lessons, know that I will give 110%. The course does cost $1,750, but it's worth every penny, I promise you. So if you're interested, the way to get started is send me an email. Email's in the link of the description below of this video. Just say, Greg, I'm interested in potentially taking your course. I'll reply, say, great. I'll say, let's do a Skype call. I want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, and your goals. And it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the podcast. And when we're done with the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And one day, if you decide today's the day, email me back and we'll get started, and you'll be glad you did. Secondly, I have a great online course on udemy.com. The link is in the description of this video, of this YouTube video. I teach you to trade the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's a great strategy. I use it all the time. I teach you step by step, 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos total, 15 study guides. And if you want to learn how to trade, it's a great place to start. The price is super affordable. Like I said, $12 to $15. And I think it's one of the best deals out there. Lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content. So if you already have, thank you very much. And if you haven't, if you could remember, if you like the content today, I would really appreciate that before you click on out of here. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on. Domino's Pizza is Steve Burns. 484. $484.34. Okay. That is Steve Burns. And what else did we have here, Steve? Ter, T-E-R, Ter, I guess. Teradyne. And Steve bought Teradyne at 109.29. And that is also Steve. All right, Thomas and Johnson & Johnson. And looking forward to our lesson tonight, Tom. And out of Amazon. Okay. Kamal is out of Baba. All right, roger that. David is out of Amazon. don't have David in Amazon. Sorry about that. And J&J. David. Okay, Gary says no new trades. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Gary. Bacon Bandits and Johnson & Johnson. Bacon Bandit. Mike is out of Amazon. That's Lava. Oh, please don't tell me that this is doing this again. Please. Yep. Gosh dang it. All right, everybody. I'm going to have to do this like I did yesterday. Gosh darn it. Ugh. All right. So Steve is in DPZ at 483.34. He's also in TER at 109.29. Tom is in J&J and out of AMZN. I don't know why this keeps doing this. Kamal is out of Baba. David is out of Amazon and in J&J. Bacon Bandit is in J&J. Lava is out of Amazon and in NEE at 78.34. Dynamic Duo is in J&J. I'll update all this later. Glenn says best sector over the last 4 years in October has been XLU, worst XLE. Good to know, Glenn. Thank you, sir. Ava is out of Visa. She's out of Amazon. And she is in J&J. Frank is in J&J. It's a 1/2 position. Jonathan is in J&J. Paxton says, which confluence will you use as your stop on J&J? Well, I can't go to the chart because my chart's froze up. But it'd be the 200-day moving average, Packy. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day, traders. Thank you very much, Kamal. Leo, 859. What's special with J&J? Why so many people in it? Well, I wish I could show you the chart here, Leo, but my charts just froze up. I'm going to have to reboot it and do the whole thing. But it had a confluence of signals. Under 30 RSI, over 30 RSI, under the 200, close back over the 200, under the negative third ATR channel, back over the negative third ATR channel. So we have 3 support levels below us. 1, the 30 RSI, 2, the 200-day moving average, and 3, we're back above the negative third ATR channel where 92% of prices stop going down, go sideways, or go up. So that is why, Leo, and I'm sorry I can't show you the chart here. Maybe if you look back earlier in this video, if you replay it, you'll see the chart, but this chart froze here like it did yesterday for some reason, so I can't show you. But that's the reason why. Mike says, thank you for giving us a podcast today, despite the fact that it would have been a valid sick day. yeah, I think it would qualify as a valid sick day for sure. But thanks, Leva, and you're welcome. I'm glad to do it. If I can speak, I'll do it. You know me, right? And then Paxton says J&J is a triple threat. It is. It's a triple threat. Oh, and Lova says J&J was a V2. That's right. It was a V2, which is a trigger entry trigger, Leo. Leo says, okay. All right, let's see what's going on after hours. Apple unchanged. Unchanged. J&J unchanged. PayPal up. SPY up 52 cents. Hey, that's better than a kick in the bum. Tesla up. Vixie down. And Exxon down a little bit. All right. All right, so decent day today, mainly because of day trading. You know, some days I do well day trading, not so well swing trading. Other days I do well day trading and do well swing trading, and vice versa, right? So that's why I like to trade multiple time frames, because it helps even out profits and equity curves and things like that. So, all right. Well, listen, before I let you go, I like to read this every day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. I really do believe in this. If we can just try to go out and do one nice thing for another human being each day, it would make the world a better place. If you could also go out and do one nice thing for an animal, it would be twice as good. I just think it's a good policy. I try to do this every day, and I would recommend it. So, all right. Oh, my charts froze. Well, at least they froze after the market closed, right? Instead of before. All right, everybody. Listen, if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to do that as well. And I will get these entries and exits done a little later after I take my nap. Okay, well, listen, as always, thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Hope you had a good day. Hope you had a good trading day. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, drive safe. All right. Pay attention behind the wheel. You never really know. And Miko says, thanks, Greg. And listen to Dr. Jonathan regarding the hot whiskey cocktail. That sounds pretty good right now, actually. Jonathan says, cheers. Get well soon. Thank you, Jonathan. Leo says, what platform do you use? I use Trade Navigator is my platform. Trade Navigator. I don't know if you can actually see it over here. But Trade Navigator is who I've used for over 20 years, Leo. Paxton said, thanks, everyone. Feel better, Greg. Thank you. Say hello to Tracy for me, Packy, all right? And I hope you're feeling better as well. So, all right. I think that's it for today. I'm off to bed. Have a good rest of your day and hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit, No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.